Northlink's got a ferry that you've likely never heard of before. You can't book it online, and you'll even struggle to find it on their website, but it does exist, and I'm on it this evening. So let's go on a mission to uncover Scotland's Secret Ferry. And of course, it's not that one. Now, before we even get started, I'm going to be honest, I've got no idea how today's video is going to pan out, or even how much footage I'm going to be able to get, because we're not going in through the normal passenger entrance. No, I'm going to have to go through Port of Aberdeen, and I know they can be a bit funny about filming. Now, even before we board, I know that there's some pros and cons to this ferry, but it's still very much a voyage into the unknown for me, so I'll take one for the team, and you can decide if this is the ferry for you. I must admit, it feels a bit weird to be just walking away from the normal ferry, but that's what we're doing. Just behind this container there's a wee security point, and I know I'm not going to be able to film there, so I'll see you in a minute. Is that the ship there, is it? Aye. Okay, we are on board. I filmed as much as I could there. I hope you saw something. Where do we go? This certainly feels very cargo ship, doesn't it? Now, I don't think I'm out here, but I'm just having a sneaky wee peek. Wee laundry in there. Some kind of crew room, I think. Where do we go? Oh, there we go, passenger cabins. Now, the first advantage of this ship is that if you're on it, you've got a cabin, because you need a cabin to travel. And I'm in cabin number 1. Let's find it. There's 3, 2, and cabin 1. Ah, look at my key. Lovely. Now, as first impressions go, this is so much nicer than the normal Northlink cabin. I mean, look at these. Proper ship's bunks, aren't they? And there's 2 of them. See, Alicia, you could have come. Right, let me just go into the corner here and I'll give you a full tour of the cabin. It's a bit dark in this corner, but you've got somewhere to hang your jacket. You've got a Bible. Over here you've got your bathroom, or should I say shower room. It's very clean, it's very functional. That'll do the job. I see you've got these 2 bunks, and you can pull this curtain across for privacy. Underneath the bunks we've got storage with keys. Loads of storage. And you've got a desk again, another couple of drawers there. We've got earplugs, we've got shortbread, a little magazine about Orkney and Shetland, sockets with USB, a little lamp, the sick bags, and we've got some waters there. Still and sparkling. We've got a window. Don't have much of a view, but it's nice to have a window. Ah, that is our ship, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, that's as good as it's going to get, I'm afraid. We've got a big bench here, and we've got this massive wardrobe with the life jackets. In fact, there's so much storage in this cabin, I reckon I could move all my stuff in and stay here for months. Never mind the one night that I'm on board for. Well, I say one night, we're on it again tomorrow coming home. Oh no, and look at the clock. I'm afraid it's right, folks, it's just after 1 o'clock. And when does this ferry leave? It leaves at 3 o'clock, but there's a reason I'm on board so early. And that's because tonight we're on a cargo ship, and cargo ships are very different from your normal passenger ferries. This could leave at any time. It could be early, it could be late. So when I made this reservation, they said be there at least 2 hours before departure. And it just so happens they let me on board straight away, which is great for me for filming, but how would that be for you? And that's before we even talk about the length of the voyage, because this ship leaves Aberdeen at 3 PM, gets into Lerwick about 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, I think. So if my arithmetic's right, that's 19 hours, making it not only the secret ferry, but the longest ferry journey in Scotland. It's quite stuffy in here. Can we actually open these windows? Oh, maybe we can. Yes, look at that. That's not something I was expecting, a fully opening window. You wouldn't get that in the normal ferry, would you? So I guess you could say that's one of the pros of the cargo ship, eh? Let's go and have a look at what's happening outside, because I've got a wee balcony very close to me, I think. Outdoor space is one of those things that's important to me on any ferry, but this one seems extra special. I just hope they keep this door open for the whole voyage, or at least until it's dark, you know? Here's hoping we don't see that in action tonight, eh? I'm loving the design of this bench. Will it hold me? Ah, just about. Over on this side you can see that the ship's registered in Douglas, Isle of Man, and there is the regular Northlink ferry right there in Aberdeen beyond it, and the rest of the harbour. On the side of the ship here you've got the big Northlink logo, and that is where we're going tonight, out into the North Sea. This is fantastic, isn't it? There's the bridge away up there. I'm not actually sure where I'm allowed to walk, but we'll take our chances. And just in case it's not obvious, that's the bow up there. And if I'll even fit down this narrow passageway, that's my cabin. Now let's get out of here again. Already it just feels like you get so much more access here. Even though this is just a normal ferry, bookable by a normal passenger like me, you can get into little corners and spaces that you can't get near on the other one. And do you know what the other good news is? Not only is it cheaper than the regular ferry with a cabin, but all your meals are included. Well, I guess that's me just waiting for departure now. I was having a wee look around the corridor here, and it appears there's only 6 cabins on this ship. I wonder how many of them will be occupied this evening, because I do know that on the normal Northlink it's totally sold out for cabins tonight, so there's a fair chance there'll be some other normal passengers with me on board tonight. I'm back down the stairs now, just trying to work out where we go for dinner, and I think it might be in here. So we've got a little lounge area, TV, some books, and on the other side, got a big dinner table, look at that. Oh, there we go. So breakfast is 1 hour before arrival, and dinner 5 till 6. I'll take a wee photo of this menu, just to let you see what you can get on board. I like these seats, it's very vintage looking, isn't it? And here's one for my Dutch subscribers. The dining room is very cool, but I guess it'll be a bit busier in here this evening, so I might not get the chance to film again, but I'll try and sneak in a wee photo of my dinner. Right, let's go and have a look and see if there's any other parts of this ship we can get to. Smells very strongly of fish out here. And it's also getting a bit windier as well. I wonder how our crossing's going to be tonight. Oh, I just felt some movement and I heard the ship's horn. Feels like we're getting ready to go. Well, maybe not quite yet. And we're off a full 2 hours before the normal ferry, which is still tied over there behind me, but it'll still get to Lerwick about 3 hours before us. But I am so excited. My first ever voyage on a cargo ship. And not only are we on a cargo ship, but because we're leaving from a different pier, it feels like you get a very different and much more up close view of Aberdeen Harbour. So at just after 3 o'clock on Friday afternoon, that's goodbye to Aberdeen as we head north towards Shetland. We'll stop off in Orkney on the way at Kirkwall. We should get there around about midnight, and then we'll get to our destination sometime tomorrow. I'll talk about all the pros and cons of this voyage at the end of the video, but it's definitely another pro for me, having all this deck space to myself. Right, let's head back inside. I think I need to test the Wi-Fi. Very steep stairs, by the way. I went back down the stairs and a lady approached me to ask if she could help me, so it kind of felt like I shouldn't be down there at the moment. But she was like, "What cabin number are you?" I said cabin number 1, and then she was like, "What would you like for your dinner?" Now I've gone for the haddock and I can go down about 5 o'clock, so in just about an hour and a half to get it. She also gave me the Wi-Fi password, which is the same as the other Northlink ferry, Magnus, so we'll give that a wee try just now. So it should be Hellier free. Well, I'll tell you what, the Wi-Fi is actually not too bad at all. I mean, it was a wee bit slow to load, but once it got going, like I say, no problems at all, and I can watch a wee bit of this guy. And we've even got some blue sky now. What more could I ask for? we're actually moving at quite a good pace now, and it's got me thinking, how is that other ferry going to overtake us? And I've got a theory. I don't think it's about speed over water. I think it's about our stop in Kirkwall. And because we're a cargo ship, it's going to take a lot longer to turn things around than it would in the passenger ship. You know, getting all the vehicles off and back on again. So I think that's where we're going to get overtaken. Alright, it's dinner time, and like I said, I don't think I'm going to be able to film much down there, but it is free. Well, it's included in the fare anyway, so let's have a look at what we get. I would love to know what this is. It's a restricted area, but it's open every Tuesday from 11:30 till 12. Any idea? Dinner was okay. I mean, it was a bit basic, but big portions, and it certainly filled a gap. So when you consider it's pretty much free, no complaints from me. They were also saying we can go and use that lounge area at any time we want, which is just as well considering we've still got about 16 hours to run. They took our breakfast order when we were down there as well, so I've ordered a full Scottish with a fried egg. We'll see how that is in the morning. See the lobster pots or whatever they might be? You wouldn't want to get your propeller stuck in those. We're well past Peterhead now, which is about there, and I can just about make out the lighthouse at Fraserburgh, which is about there. But I think that's probably the last land we're going to see into Orkney. When I meant to say there was 3 of us at dinner. Is that it? Is that all we've got on board tonight? So far I've thought of this as quite a calm crossing, but things could be on the turn. Got some fairly threatening clouds behind us, and what we're sailing into looks very dark, so things could be about to get interesting. I can't even film on the other side of the ship, it's just too windy around there. So let's have a look at what to do when things get a bit worse. And let me just show you what it's like on the other side at the moment. Whoa! I think I'm going back inside. So is it better to be inside when the weather starts getting a bit dodgy, or is it better to be outside with a nice view of the horizon? Let me know in the comments below. Well, if I think it's bad here at the moment, look what it's like at our destination. Strong winds and rain. And that is some strong winds actually. Just as well we're not there yet. Well, I'm not going to lie, I was watching a video and I must have fallen asleep. What's the time now? Almost 9 PM. It should be starting to get dark, shouldn't it? Not quite. But the sea is looking quite rough, so let's head out there, eh? It's not actually so bad. I mean, there are white horses, but I reckon it's about force 5 or 6, I would say. But certainly nothing this ship can't handle. The thing I'm really noticing just now is how dark that water is and how cold it is just standing here. Imagine you actually went overboard. I imagine you'd survive for like 2 to 3 minutes. Well folks, that's 10 PM now. We've been underway for about 7 hours and I've been on board for nearer 9. But would you believe we've still got 12 hours to go? That just shows how long this crossing is. I'm not sure we're going to see much of Orkney, to be honest. I might be asleep by then, who knows, but if I'm not, I'll drag the camera outside. Now I'm just trying to decide, do I go to bed? Do I go down to the lounge? I guess we could go downstairs and have a wee look, eh? It's all quiet in here. I'm not really surprised, considering there's only 3 of us on board anyway. And of course, by the time that I discover there's a coffee machine, it's a bit late for a coffee. Nah, I'm going to my bed. Like I say though, if I'm still awake in Kirkwall, I'll nip outside again with the camera. Otherwise, I'll see you in the morning. After 4:30 in the morning. I've barely slept because we're fair getting thrown about in this sea at the moment. I went out for a look just now. I'm sorry I couldn't really see much because the sun hasn't come up yet, but it was actually quite scary out there. I don't think I'm going to go to sleep again, so when the sun does come up, we'll head out and have another look. Well, with a bit of daylight, things have certainly calmed down a bit now. For a while though, those waves were really big and this isn't the most stable ship in the world. So rather than getting gently rocked to sleep through the night, we were just getting tossed about, so that was certainly an experience. But it's still only 5:30, so I'm going back to my bed. Well, that's 8 o'clock. I don't feel like breakfast, but let's go and get it anyway. Breakfast was really good, but I totally scoffed it down so I could get outside again and have a look and see if we can see any land. Although I don't think the arrival's going to be as nice as the last time we were up here. Let's go and have a look. Ah, there it is. Hello, Shetland. We're well past Sombra Head now, which I can see there, away off in the distance, as we make our way up the channel. Oh, I can see Bressay through the mist. Aye, we're almost there. It's a bit damp out on deck this morning though. I really don't have the proper footwear. Right, I'm going to go and have a quick shower and then we'll be back out here again. They've always got really good soaps in the Northlink, and that's quite a powerful shower, isn't it? So as we track the last few miles of this epic 19-hour voyage, I guess it's time to tell you that we're doing all this again this afternoon. That's right folks, I've got to get home somehow, but 40 hours almost on a ferry. The things I do for YouTube. Goodbye room, I'll see you in a couple of hours. Just a wee bit of a wait here before we can disembark, then I'll go over to the main terminal, drop off my luggage, and then we'll wander into Lerwick and I will give you my final impressions of Scotland's Secret Ferry. I think it's this way. Yes. Yeah, not too bad. So a wee bit. I'm not used to it, you know.
You know, we don't have any stabilizer or
yeah.
So.
I mean, I'm sure it's not rough, but you know, it's just because I'm not used to it, you know.
No, actually, it was a bit in the Ferrari, not meters maybe.
Oh wow. They certainly woke me up.
You see these small trolleys?
Okay, yeah.
First red door on the right hand side. So
good man. Thanks very much. See you later. Well, that was some adventure, wasn't it? And to be honest with you, I've got so many thoughts on it rattling about in the old heed that I've decided to consider it properly. I'll put together a list of pros and cons versus the regular Northlink ferry, and I'll pop that in the notes, which is coming up in just a moment. But, you know, I've always fancied doing one of those cargo ship cruises, maybe even across the Atlantic or something. And this was a perfect opportunity to see if that's something I'd actually enjoy. And even though last night's ship wasn't stabilised and we were dealing with 4-metre waves at one point, I'm glad we didn't have to call out these guys. I think after a couple of days of getting used to it, I think it's something I would enjoy, and maybe that's something for the future in the channel. Let me know in the comments if you would like to see that. Now, talking about price, I paid £281 for a return ticket from Aberdeen to Lerwick with the cabin and all meals included. When I priced up a similar journey on the regular ferry, for the very basic inside cabin, it was coming out at like £361, I think, and that didn't include meals. So I think last night was an absolute steal. Now all I've got to do is get back on the ferry, do it all again, and get back home for a proper rest. I just hope the sea's a wee bit calmer tonight. So from a bit of a dull Lerwick Saturday afternoon, it's goodbye from me, and thank you so much for watching the video. I'll end it with a wee montage of the journey home. Fingers crossed it'll be okay. Have a great weekend, folks, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye. The waves out there are just getting bigger. I can see Fair Isle off to our port side now. I'll try and go outside again when we pass there, but again, I'm really quite scared tonight. I mean, I'm sure the ship can handle this kind of weather, but I came back into the room, everything was all over the place. I've tidied up a bit, but I tried lying down as well. It wasn't a good idea. I didn't enjoy that. As we say goodbye to Fair Isle, I'm just thinking a big swell that this is fun for a wee while, but see, when it's hour after hour after hour, it gets a bit much, especially considering we've still got all night and all of tomorrow morning to go. So I think I'll be staying quite near to the sick bags tonight. We might be just coming into the shelter of Aberdeen Harbour right now, but it's still blowing an absolute hoolie. And we're also running a bit late, which is understandable with that weather last night, but I don't think I'm going to catch my train. I was so close to catching that train, but it's just not to be, I'm afraid. I don't even know if I can just sneak off. Oh, that's for me, is it?
Yeah, yeah. So, get you out from
Alright, cheers. Cheers. I'm getting a lift. Alright, mate. Thanks very much.
Where are you going? To terminal or?
Anywhere, mate. I'm just going to the train station.
Ah, you're going to train station.
Aye.
I'll drop you to beside the crew.
Thanks, man. Perfect. Thanks for that, mate. Ah, there we go. Thanks for watching right to the end. And my final thoughts are, if you want to book a ferry, book the regular Northlink. If you want to book an adventure, book the cargo ship. See you later. Bye-bye.